Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking, well, not today, this week, we're going to be discussing social psychology, which is a really cool area of psychology. It encompasses a lot of different topics, and unfortunately, we only have time to cover a few of them. But let's go ahead and start with the basics of what social psychology is and the basics of what we need to know about ourselves and how we function in social situations. So, what is social psychology? Social psychology is the scientific study of how we feel, think, and behave toward other people around us. So, how ex- interacting with other people in our environment makes us feel, makes us think, and how we behave differently in those settings, and how that influences our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. So, if you go back to our very first week of class when we were talking about what psychology is, you can say that this is the ABCs of psychology in a social context. It's the affect in social situations. It's what you feel, your emotions in that social situation, your behavior in social situations, and your cognition. What are you thinking during social interactions? What's going on in your head? So, what is a social situation? A social situation in social psychology is defined as the people that we are currently interacting with. This is the situation, the specific people and the interaction with those people. And it's also really important to note that we also adhere to social norms. Each social situation has its own specific social norms. And each society in general also has a set of social norms. These are the accepted beliefs about what we do or what we should do in particular social situations. And these norms are constantly changing given the situation we're in. So, an example of this, a way to break these norms, turn around the other way in an elevator while it's going up. Start off like facing the doors, like everybody faces the doors in an elevator. And then just turn the other way. People will start to freak out and not know why. It's because you're breaking a social norm. It's just the normal thing to do to face the elevator door. And also, if there's a group of people that are all sitting down and there's just one person that's standing up, it makes everyone uncomfortable. And this happens because the social norm of that situation is for everyone to sit down. But this person's standing up, and that can be seen as dominating or awkward or uncomfortable. So it's really interesting that these social norms can change. We have fundamental ones, but we also have specific ones in each individual situation. And we also have social cognition in each specific situation. This is the part of our thinking that helps us understand and predict the behavior of ourselves and the others in social situations. So while we're in this situation, we are constantly figuring out what to do next, what the other person's going to do next, what they would like to hear, what they wouldn't like to hear, what's the proper way to act, how are they acting. This is all social cognition, thinking about the situation you're in and predicting what the outcome is, thinking about understanding how they're acting and thinking about how you should act. And this develops attitudes. Attitudes in social psychology are thought of as our settled ways of thinking or feeling about people or things. So this is similar to opinions, but it's more of a feeling. It's more emotional than an opinion. It's negative, positive, and it often influences our behavior in social situations. We can have a good attitude towards something, or we can have a bad attitude towards something, or we can have an indifferent attitude towards something. And these attitudes can be about friends, family, strangers, sports, pets. They can be about so many different things that it varies so much. So you can have an attitude about you love your friends. You have a really good attitude towards your friends, but you might not. And then maybe you really like cats, but you have a really good attitude towards cats, but then you don't have such a good attitude towards dogs, or vice versa. So this is something that really influences behaviors in our social situations, how we feel about people, even if we're trying not to show our attitude toward them, it does kind of come out. So what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about how we perceive ourselves in social situations, how we perceive others in social situations, and then how we change our behaviors to conform and be obedient during social situations.